inside her grin and spun the room like it was sin. The band played soft, but not by choice. The horns were trembling in their voice. She danced with ghosts in Cuban time and whispered warnings in a rhyme. The candles leaned toward her sway, but nothing real could look away. Ooh, you feel it too, the hush between the beat and what the silence means. Each note too sharp, each glance too smooth, a warning dressed in midnight's groove. It's a prelude to smoke. You smell it in the key. The jazz don't lie. It sings what's gonna be. The rhythm's drunk, the tempo's bruised, the saxophone's a loaded fuse. It's not yet flame, but close enough to dance inside disaster's bluff. She said the club won't last the night, then took another sip of light. The shadows twitched beneath her feet, each step a slow, seductive cheat. The band kept playing like a dare, but even the brass began to stare. She closed her eyes and kissed the sound and let the whole damn room spin down. I've been loud, I've been small, but this time I'm just here. Used to mold my voice to fit tight rooms that never held the grit. Tune my chords to smaller scales, let softer winds erase my trails. But jazz don't ask me to compress, it just invites what I possess. So now I hum, not to persuade, just to exist, unafraid. Ooh, there's power in the softer choice. And now I've found room for my voice. Room for my voice, not too much, not thin, not velvet tied or boxed within. Just enough air to sing my sound. No crowd to lift, no need to drown. I don't perform, I don't rejoice, I just exhale. Room for my voice. I've tried to echo what they crave, but silence taught me how to save the notes that live in lower light, the kind that bloom beyond footsteps left no waiting sound. I didn't ask for peace to land, but it curled quiet in my hand. No answers came, no questions burned, just all the stillness I had earned. No need to speak, no song to start, just rhythm low inside my heart. I used to run from this kind of grace, but now I'm meeting face to face. There's something in the stillness that sings to me so low, a melody with no direction, but everywhere to go. No fire, no rise, no fall, no fight, just music made of softer light. I don't need noise to prove I'm real. There's something in the stillness I finally feel. I used to think I had to climb to shape the note to mark the time, but jazz don't care if no one hears. It plays the space between the years, and in that hush I learned to be a song that doesn't need a key. The most honest sound is sometimes none at all. There's something in the stillness that fits me just this way, a hum that never rushes, yet somehow doesn't stay. It moves through bone, it waits in skin, a music made of what's within. And now I know what time can steal. There's something in the stillness that's finally real, and that's the part that sings the loudest. I used to stretch so far, I forgot where I began. I've reached for love like it was proof, held out my hands and called that truth. I bent my voice to fit their tone, sang every line but not my own. But jazz don't need a chase or plea, it comes to those who let it be. And now I sit without a score and realize I don't reach anymore. Ooh, not needing is the purest kind of melody the heart can find. I don't to stay. I don't chase the final note or bend the chords my way. The music comes, it moves, it goes, but what remains is what I chose. No need to climb, no need implore. I breathe, I sing, I don't reach anymore. To fill the silent gaps with words too loud and touch that claps, but silence taught me how to hear the kind of truth that stands right near. No longer stretching out my hands, I let what comes make softer plans. Stop reaching, you start receiving. I don't reach anymore, and yet I hold so much. A glance, a chord, a breath, a touch. The ache is gone, the grasp is still, and all that's left is what is real. I'm not unheard, I'm just the floor where music lands. I don't reach anymore, and somehow that's when it reached me. I waited for the closing scene, a final bow, a silver screen. I used to ache for lines to tie, the chapters of the reasons why. But jazz don't write and start or stop, it hums between the drip and drop. And now I know that drifting slow is still a place a song can go. The end was never what I craved, just space enough to misbehave. I don't need the ending, I don't need the last page, I don't need the closure or the stage. I just need the low light and the hum of something still becoming one. No curtain closed, no grand defending, just me not needing the ending. I've rushed before, I've begged for peace, I've turned the verse just for release. But now the line can simply rest unfinished. still feel its best. No need to rap the melody if it still hums inside of me. Some songs don't need to end, they just get quiet. What's gone? It flickers even when the lights are on. No need to tie, no need defending. Just me not needing the ending. That's the story.
Not every part of me left. Sounds clear. I've walked out of rooms I once called home, left mirrors cracked to heal alone. I've loved like jazz, all wrong and wild, then hid behind my silent smile. But something deep refused to fade, a quiet light, the part that stayed. Ooh, I didn't save all that I was, but I kept enough to sing, because the part of me that stayed still dances slow, still hums the tune. I used to know it holds the mic when I'm afraid, and sings in keys I thought decayed. Not the strongest, not the loud, just the part that's not allowed to quit or fold or look away. The part of me that still stayed. I left behind so many names, performed my grief in gold-lit frames, but underneath the smoke and red, I kept a breath I hadn't said, and now it blooms in minor chords, in softer words and open doors. I thought I had to be a myth, but I was always just enough. The part of me that stayed wasn't loud or clear. it just kept time behind the scene. It stayed through lost, through wrong and right. It kept me warm most every night. So if I sing and you hear grace, know where it lives in this small place. No spotlight here, no notes to save, just the part of me that stayed. And that's enough, it always was.
The light caught my cheek, but not the bruise beneath it. The mirror showed the lips, the lace, the practiced tilt, the painted face. But it never caught the breath I held, the things I hid, the truths I shelved. It framed the curve, the wine glass pose, but not the ache beneath my clothes. It saw the jazz, the sharp red grin, but never who I was within. I smiled on cue and hit the light, but never once sang what felt right. The room applauded every line, while I dissolved between the time. This is what the mirror missed, the crack behind the silken kiss, the chord I played but never wrote, the dress I wore to stay afloat. This isn't jazz for velvet nights, this isn't smoke or sultry rites. It's me, the verse I left below. This is what the mirror didn't show. I stood in heels I didn't choose, sang ballads built to make me lose. They cheered the way I broke in tune, but not the silence in my room. They saw the fire, not the ash, the coin-tossed smile, the rehearsed crash. But every song I left unsung still hums inside my acid lung. The mirror tells a pretty lie, but never how the lipstick cried. This is what the mirror missed, the hunger that I can't resist, the love I sang but never kept, the truths I danced with but never wept. No spotlight now, no curtain drawn, just me still here, still holding on. So if you ever want to know, ask ask what the mirror didn't show. She steps away, but not back in. The song was over, but I wasn't. The chairs were stacked, the lights were low. The last slow tune had let me go. The horn was hushed, the drummer gone, but something in me still held on. I whispered notes to no one there, just shadows settling in air. Ooh, I sang too soft to make a sound, but loud enough to stay around. After the music slept, I stayed awake with rhythms curled in my mistake. I didn't cry, I didn't speak, I just let silence touch my cheek. The room was still, but I still swayed to melodies that never played. They thought the show had reached its end, but jazz don't break, it only bends. The band went home, the bar went black, but I could hear the echoes back, not in applause or in the brass, but in the breath the music passed. There's no encore for songs like this, just after the music slept, I stayed behind with one last verse still in my mind. No mic, no light, no keys to play, just one soft note I couldn't say. So if you feel a hum tonight, it might be me still holding tight. No fame, no flame, just me and breath, still singing after music's dead. The music slept, but I still.
The world was never loud, I just
wasn't still enough to hear it. The clock was ticking all along, but I was busy chasing song. Now every second stretches thin, and I can hear myself again. No one knocking at the door, no echo on the hardwood floor, just me and jazz and evening's wait, a quiet that don't need debate. Ooh, the hush I used to fear at night, turns out it always felt this right. It was always this quiet, I just never knew. I filled the air with things untrue, with noise to prove and light to show, but jazz don't need to overglow. Now every hum and every sigh feels like a truth I never tried. I didn't lose, I didn't fight, it was always this quiet. The city sleeps, the dishes dry, the candles fade, and so do I. But not in sorrow, not in lack, just breathing with the curtains back. No need for vows, no need for more. I finally see what hush is for. Sometimes the world doesn't go quiet, you just stop drowning it out. It was always this quiet, I just talked too loud. I chased applause inside a crowd, but now I sit, no need to run, and let the silence call me done. No final bow, no morning riot, just me and I. And maybe I always belong here. The windows open, not for breeze, but just to let the silence tease. No one's calling, no one's near, and strangely now that feels sincere. The record spins a loop I know, but never plays it fast or low. It just hums soft beneath my skin, like something always there within. Ooh, I'm not waiting to be right, just letting it be the way it is tonight. The way it is tonight is enough for me. No chasing dreams, no need to flee. No dress rehearsed, no candle blown, just shadows dancing all alone. I don't need more, I don't need might, I've got breath and the way it is tonight. No one to ask me why I stayed, no one to fix the plans I made. I pour a glass, I hum along, and let the room become the song. The dishes wait, the clocks still tick, but jazz don't count, it just exists. Some nights aren't meant to change you, they just hold you exactly as you are. The way it is tonight, the way to dress, no lid to heel, no need confess. The floor is bare, the table clear, but I am here, and I am here. I don't want more, I don't want light, I want the dark, the hush, the night, exactly as it feels, just right, the way it is tonight. And maybe I'll sing again tomorrow. No need to ask, the room already knows. I walked in without a word, didn't dress the pain, didn't need it hurt, didn't tune my voice for show, just let the hush begin to grow. I don't need eyes to find my place, I've worn this stillness like old lace. The chords were set before I spoke, and every note already woke. Ooh, not every song begins out loud. Some rise slow and leave you proud. The room already knows, no need to play it bold. The jazz don't ask for proof, it listens soft and old. No need to break, no need to bloom, the song's already known. I just breathe and it bestows, because I know the room already knows. The floor remembers every shoe that tiptoed out or passed right through. But here I am, no grand acclaim, just me, the hush, and none to name. I don't pretend to be profound, I just let air become my sound. Sometimes your loudest truth is when you never have to say. The room already knows, it heard me long ago. In every breath I didn't claim, in every pause I let remain. No need to rise, no need to pose, no script to give, the room already knows. I just hum and time slows, because I know the room already knows. And finally, so do I. You saw the smoke, now listen to the flame. I sang in silhouettes and veils, played cabaret in lipstick tales. You watched watched me twist in velvet light and thought the mystery made me right. But darling, all that haze and heat was just a mask I wore to eat. The stage was safer than my skin, so I let jazz speak what burned within. Ooh, but don't mistake the hush for grace. I built a kingdom out of space, and every silence that you praised was where I wasn't, where I stayed. I'm the woman behind the smoke, not the shadow, not the joke, not the whisper wrapped in gin, but the fire beneath the skin. I lit the match, I poured the wine, I wrote the song that wasn't mine. Now here I am, no mask to wear, no mystery, just breath and air. I've kissed in keys I never knew, let love unravel through the blue, but never sang with both feet down. Till now, no veil, no borrowed crown. You called me legend, ghost and flame, but never once just said my name. So here it is, unbent, unplayed, no fiction left, just jazz and shade. This voice, it cracked, it bled, it held, and it's still mine. I'm the woman behind the smoke, not your dream, not your evoke, not the line you almost caught, but the verse you always sought. I stand in light, I sing alone, no throne, no myth, no borrowed tone. And if you stay, then know the cost. The mystery's gone, but nothing's lost. You saw the smoke, now you've seen me. I tried loud, I tried fast, but the quiet was always waiting. I wore the shine, I chased the spark, lit every room, then missed the dark. I filled the air with songs and flame, but still the silence spoke my name. Now all that shimmer fades away, and what remains is soft and gray. But oh, how sweet this slow invite that draws me back to the quiet tonight. defeat, it's not goodbye, it's just the hush I used to deny. Back to the quiet, where the music breathes, where the room don't rush and the soul just leaves. Its noise behind, its sharp disguise, and meets itself with open eyes. No more pretending, no more riot, just me returning back to the quiet. No spotlight here, no stage to keep, just velvet shadows curled in sleep. I don't perform, I don't pursue, I let the dust come into view, and jazz, that gentle, honest friend, just plays the parts that never end. To the quiet, where my breath feels whole, where the note don't ask to play a role. Where touch is light and truth is near, and nothing loud disturbs me here. I'm not erased, on trial, I'm just arriving back to the quiet. The zipper still sticks on the dress I never wore. Hung it high in midnight blue, said I'll wear this when I'm new. Kept the tag and told the lie that someday soon I'd qualify. Watched it sway when no one spoke, felt its silk each time I broke. Tried it on, then backed away, afraid of how I'd look in grace. silent hymn I called a choice. It saw the girl I never freed and stitched her name in silent need. The dress I never wore still fits the shape I lost, still haunts the nights I danced and couldn't count the cost. It weeps in folds of navy blue for everything I didn't do, still swinging soft behind my door, that damn dress I never wore. He asked me once, why not tonight? I laughed and turned out all the lights. Said it's just fabric, not a crown. But inside, I was burning down. I wore regret like second skin, and buttoned shame just underneath. Said jazz could dress me up in sin, but never dared to dance in peace.
Funny, the lies we tailor are always our best fit.
The dress I never wore still sways when I exhale, a lullaby in velvet form, a story I won't tell. Just time too late or sung too long, still hanging quiet, wanting more. That aching dress I never wore. He never slammed the door, but I still heard it close. He left in notes I couldn't name, in melodies that kissed then changed. His voice still hums inside the room like saxophone bloom that blooms too soon. His glass still sweats beside the bed. The sheets remember what he said. No rage, no storm, no sharp goodnight, just jazz that blurred into the light. And maybe that's the cruelest way to lose a song you swore would stay. He didn't shout, he didn't cry, he just became a soft goodbye. The goodbye that stays. Just us two, and still he vanished with the tune. I lit a match but didn't smoke. I wrote a song but never spoke. The microphone forgot my name, but jazz remembered just the same. I asked the band to play the space he left, the goodbye that stayed won't let me go. It sings in dust and radio. It's not a loss you hold or it's something warmer, growing cold. He didn't leave, he just delayed. His echo is the goodbye that stayed. The band packed up, the lights went out, but the goodbye stayed. She didn't slam the door, she just vanished. She never raised her voice at me, just let it lower carefully. She made the silence taste like wine and left her name beneath my spine. She didn't cry, she didn't plead, she just became the thing I need. A perfume note, a breath held back, a saxophone in shades of black. And now the room still smells like her, like smoke, like sin, like something blurred. I try to clean, I try to mend, but jazz repeats, it never ends. It's the smell of her silence that keeps me here. Not her voice, not her touch, not her name in my ear. She's gone, I know, but the echo plays and I breathe her in for days and days. I open windows, I let light in, but just don't leave where she has been. I heard her in a trumpet phrase at 3 a.m. on static haze. She used to hum beneath her breath. Now that's the only thing that's left. The mic still holds her lipstick stain, a signature in cherry pain. She sang so soft I leaned to hear, and now her silence floods my ear. She never said goodbye. She just stopped. It's the smell of her silence that clings to me in every note, in minor key. It's not the song she chose to sing, but the stillness left in everything. She left no note, she left no sound, but I still hear what isn't found. She's not a ghost, she's worse. She's jazz. I don't sing for applause, I sing to bind. I lit a match behind my teeth, spoke your name beneath the beat. Each note I laid like sacred thread, and pulled you close with what I said. No need for touch, no need for time. I sang in rhythm, wrapped in rhyme. You didn't fall, you followed through. Each chord designed to pull you true. Velvet on my wrist, spell on my tongue. I hum the lie that makes men run. I breathe in brass, exhale control, and jazz obeys what I withhold. Spellbound in velvet tied to the tune, I dance in the shadows of satin-lit rooms. Your name's in the lyrics I never released. I own the silence between every piece. No chant, no scream, just minor sway. A look, a phrase to make you stay. Spellbound, darling, you never stood a chance. Jazz was the blade and I was the dance. I stitched your fate in 6/8 time, between 2 sips of blood red wine. You asked for love, I gave you more, a rhythm you could not ignore. You tried to leave the beat just bent, the tempo followed where you went. I kissed the mic and let it bloom. Now even silence smells like doom. still beats, but not for you. It sways and fours in 𝒓𝒂𝒄𝒌 blue. No curse to break, no path to flee. You're just another chord in me. Spellbound, you move, I lead. This ain't a song, it's a need. You said not to wait, but I left the light on anyway. The hall still smells like your cologne. The ashtray's full, but I'm alone. Your cup's still warm in every dream. Your voice still lives in between. I didn't cry, I poured the wine. Let silence fill the crooked line, and played your song, the slow one too, the one that sounded most like you. I touched the mic but didn't sing, just let the notes do everything. The room still danced like you were near, but I knew better, you weren't here. I left the light on anyway, in case your ghost forgot the way. In case your key still knew the door. In case I wasn't sure before I wore the dress you liked in red, and sat where your old records bled. I didn't move, I didn't pray, I just left the light on anyway. The curtains swayed, but not from breeze. The air held tight like memories. I heard your laugh in trumpet tone, but couldn't find it on my phone. Your jacket still hangs by the door, a silhouette I don't ignore. The band kept time, but out of key, just like your last goodbye to me. You don't have to come back, I know, but I still leave the glow. I left the light on anyway, like maybe jazz could make you stay. Like maybe silence isn't proof of everything I never knew. And when they ask if you'll return, I smile and let the candles burn. Some goodbyes don't know what to say, so they leave the light on anyway. The glass is warm, the room is still, and the light just waits. I've called myself a lot of things, but I still call me mine. I've worn names like dresses, some too tight, some too torn. Let lovers write my lyrics, let strangers crown me worn. I sang what they expected, I curved where I should bend. But when the club went quiet, I found me in the end. Ooh, I fade in the rotary, but I still know the shape of me. I still call me mine, even when I'm not enough, even when the notes go flat and the mirror calls my bluff. I still light my stage, even when the room won't cheer. Still whisper truth in minor keys that only I can hear. It's not perfection, it's not clean, but it's the strongest I have been, and I still call me mine. They love the smoke, the song, the sway, the femme fatale who danced away. But none of them stayed long enough to learn the girl beneath the bluff. She doesn't sing to be adored, she sings to feel what's been ignored. She sings because the silence grew too loud, too old, too sharp, too true. I'm not the myth they paid to see, I'm just the voice that carried me. I still call me mine in the quiet, in the storm, when the notes don't fall in place, but I show up just as warm. No curtain drawn, no bows to fake, just me alive and wide awake. I don't need gold or final lines to prove this body still is mine. And that is worth a song. I wasn't born in jazz, I broke into it. The first time I sang, the mic was cracked, the spotlight flickered, the stage leaned back. The club was half full, the gin was flat, but jazz, it didn't care about that. I didn't know keys, I didn't fake soul, I just opened my mouth and gave it control. And somewhere in the saxophone's moan, I heard a voice that wasn't my own. Ooh, the watched me fall apart, note by note, line by heart. The first note that broke me wasn't sharp or loud, just a sigh in D minor, too soft for the crowd. But I felt it snap, felt it flood like music cracked beneath my blood. And I knew right there, this ain't pretend, this voice would never be mine again. I sang with teeth, with shadow grace, learned to bleed without a face. I wore my grief like satin skin and let the rhythm pull me in. The notes don't heal, they never try. They hold your truth and make it cry. That night, jazz didn't save me. It just told me I was already gone and handed me the mic. The first note that broke me still echoes now in every room, in every vow. It's not the highest, not the clean, it's the one that splits the in-between. I never left that night, you know. I've just been singing soft and low since the first note let me go. And I keep singing to remember who I was before.
I don't need to be rescued. I don't need to explain. I just want the room to breathe. This chair don't ask me why I stayed. The walls don't care what I betrayed. No clock to chase, no debt to kill. Just me and time with nothing to fill. The glass is low, the lights are warm, and jazz still hums its quiet charm. A place to run or remedy. There's nothing to fill, no hollow ache, just breath and brass and what I make of empty rooms, of half-closed eyes, of subtle truths and no disguise. I'm not undone, I'm not a thrill, I'm just a woman with nothing to fill. They told me silence had to sting, but I found joy in quiet things. The hum of dusk, the weightless floor, the kind of peace that asks no more. I used to pour into the void, but now I sit and feel the noise. There's nothing to fill, that's the grace. I don't need more to claim my place. The space I hold, the way I stay, is how I love myself today. No note to chase, no urge to thrill, just room to be with nothing to fill. And somehow that's everything.
It was always there, I just never stopped to look. The lamp's been flickering for days, but tonight it feels like part of the phrase. The wine is warm, the glass is thin, and suddenly I feel the skin of every hour I never saw. Just trying to run before I crawl. Ooh, the world didn't change or bend, but I did. Doesn't decide, and just don't chase, it just abides. I miss the stillness I used to doubt, but now that I'm looking, it all stands out. The breeze that found the curtain seam, the hum inside a static dream, the way the sax don't beg to stay, but leaves its truth and walks away. I used to think I had to name each feeling that I tried to tame. Turns out the moment was never waiting. I was. Now that I'm looking, the light feels right. The wrong still hum, but not as fine. They're just the lines that got me here. And just like time can disappear, I don't need meaning, I don't need doubt, just the way it feels. Now that I'm looking out, and maybe that's all I ever needed to see. I used to ask for more, now I just let it be. There was a time I burned too fast, chased the spark that couldn't last, lit every room to feel alive, then watched the light refuse to thrive. But jazz don't ask you to be flame, it sings in shadows just the same. And now I sit where hush is deep and let this evening rock me to sleep. Ooh, I used to crave what couldn't feed.
But now I've found all the light I need. All the light I need is right here on my skin. The lamp, the hush, the glass I hold, the space I settle in. No firestorm, no chandelier, just breath and bass and being here. I don't demand, I don't concede, I just exist with all the light I need. No spotlight hanging from the sky, no one left to wonder why. I'm not the girl who begged the flame, I'm just the one who stayed the same, who learned to hum without applause, who found the truth inside the pause. Isn't bright, it's steady, and I am finally too. All the light I need is in this quiet room, in trumpet sighs and barefoot tunes, in notes that fall but don't collapse, in every breath that just relaxes. I'm not a spark, I'm not a plea, I'm just enough for all of me. No chasing sun, no hunger freed, I already have all the light I need. And the dark isn't dark at all. The world moved on, but some of me stayed right here. They packed the lights, they dimmed the song, they swept the echoes out so long, but I remained in corner air, where love once lingered unaware. I wasn't loud, I wasn't bold, but still the silence never cold. The room forgot the names we made, but I became the part that stayed. Some stories don't need open ends, they just become what silence lends. I'm the part that stayed, not the line they quote, not the cry they fade, or the final note. I'm what hangs when sound is gone, the hush that hums the dusk at dawn. Not the storm, not the blade, just the breath, the part that stayed. I've watched the footsteps disappear, watched time erase the souvenirs, but still I sing in low refrain. Where once was fire, now remains rain. I never left, I never tried, I simply saw
Not every echo fades. Some just learn to live here. I'm the part that stayed after the rest let go. The room, the stage, the face they know. I don't ask to be replayed. I just exist, the part that stayed. Not a spark, not a flame, just the truth that still remains. And if you listen real slow, you'll hear me still here. If you ever hear this, it means I didn't stop singing. I left no note, no key, no chord, just silence you never explored. I sang for rooms you never knew, lit candles no one burned through. I wore the dress I saved for rain. I kissed the mic to mute the pain, but not a soul could hear the break in every breath I didn't fake. Ooh, if this survives passed on, no, it's the song I couldn't pawn. If you ever hear this, don't rewind, just sit in stillness, let it unwind. I don't need answers, I don't need time, I just need you to know this was mine. Not the applause, not the flame, but the whisper beneath my name. I saved one note I never sang, the one to bear, the one that rang when lights went off and heels came down, and I stopped trying to be found. If you ever hear this, let it stay. Don't tell the world, don't press replay. Just close your eyes and hold the line between the song and what was mine. This isn't jazz, it isn't show, it's everything. I'll never know. If you ever hear this, amen.